Welcome back on Gaming. This is Devin, and just wanted to continue that conversation I was having in the car right after I finished up with the Super Mario Brothers movie. Of course, like I said before, I did give it a 7 out of 10, but just wanted to explain a little bit more of that just because a lot of people are giving it 8s and 9.5s and such. So just want to talk a little bit more about just my thought of the movie, and then also, of course, is going to be a little bit of spoilers just because, in the car I didn't really talk too much about spoilers, so might as well talk about it all right now. So first, just want to talk about the story itself. That's the thing that the critics had the most issue with, I guess, is just sort of the story itself. I didn't mind the story. I thought they sort of did a decent job at it just because it's cool how the story was basically just a guy from a plumber from New York, becoming Super Mario. And I mean, even in a way, they sort of made it where Mario wasn't really unique or anything. He was sort of a disappointment. He was sort of a joke, and they played a lot with that at the beginning, where his parents were even disappointed in him in that. So it sort of makes the viewer sort of see that you're even sort of like Mario, like in the video game too. I mean, you're Mario, and then like you could become something better like Super Mario. And it was good seeing that he wasn't just awesome from the beginning and he just became more awesome at the end of the movie. It was good seeing an arc of his character. There were some arcs of other characters as well, but it's cool seeing that nowadays just because. I mean, I know it's an old kind of story, or it was done a lot in the past, but it's sort of good to see that nowadays, just because just the stories that we have today in 2023. But yeah, the story didn't really bother me at all. I think it was a pretty decent story in that way. But yeah, I mean, speaking of Mario, of course, Chris Pratt. I thought he did a very good job. I really loved how because of course everyone was talking about how bad he sounded as Mario. I liked how the commercial that they had for the Super Mario Brothers plumbing, how he did the Mario voice, and then the rest of the movie was just some other voice. And to be honest, he didn't really even sound like Chris Pratt. I was expecting more of the Lego Movie Chris Pratt. But no, I think he did a good job. I think a lot of people did a great job. Great job with that. The only one that sort of, I can really tell who it was Donkey Kong, Seth Rogen. Oh, that laugh. But yeah, I mean, Luigi was very good. Peach, I think Peach was questionable from the trailers, of course, just because you didn't really know how she was going to go, how, she was going to sort of fit in, because there was multiple things that she could have done, or, that could have been shown of her. But I really liked how, she taught Mario, and because, I mean, she's been at the Mushroom Kingdom for a long time. It sort of shows like a more, I don't know if you want to say like mature kind of Peach, or just one that's been there a while. And, it's cool to see that she was taught by the Toads in that, how she sort of struggled at training at first as well. And, it just showed her as like a real character. So, I mean, I think they did a phenomenal job with Peach. And the other thing that's really cool is that, like, towards the end of the movie, it's sort of like she was just another player. That, she wasn't, like, OP or anything like that. But, like, they were all doing a great job at the end. Her, Luigi, and Mario. Sort of like, if you had a three-person, sort of like the, 3D world or that, where all the characters were all equal and just kicking butt. So I think that they did a really good job with her. And then, of course, like I said, Donkey Kong was a little bit questionable, but I liked how he was paired up with Mario. I think the interactions between them was pretty cool. Toad was okay. I mean, a lot of people like Toad, so that's cool, but I mean, Toad was neither here or there for me. Yeah, I don't know. The one I really enjoyed, though, which was sort of surprising for me, was Cranky Kong. sort of bothered me at first, but after he just kept going and talking and talking and that, I really seemed to enjoy Cranky Khan. And it was sort of cool because like he was sort of just like Cranky Khan, just because he was being a smart aleck and sort of making fun of Donkey Kong in ways, and that's how he does it just in the game. And yeah, that was really awesome. And to go to one of my surprising characters like Cranky Kong, my most disappointing character would have to be Bowser. And I mean, I think Jack Black did an amazing job, and he's a good singer, so I think his pianoing and singing was really good. But the problem was Bowser himself. The reason why is that we all know he loves Peach. I mean, he steals her in every video game almost, but we all know he loves her. But we don't need 90% of his character or his screen time to be loving Peach. I think they should have showed him more of how he was at the beginning of the movie. They needed to show him just kicking butt and taking over places, being threatening in that. They should have done a little bit more of that. Maybe like interrogating Luigi a little bit more, Cranky Kong when they got them and that. Just because he seemed really soft. And I mean, this is like one of the big bad guys of Nintendo, and half the time, or 90% of the time, he's talking about how much he loves Peach in that. I think they could have done a lot better job of him talking about how much he loved Peach without necessarily even saying it. But that just really bothered me. Just like I said, I mean, I see Bowser as this like threatening, guy that kicks a lot of butt, and he's just very soft. Yeah, but I mean, it was cool seeing the other characters in the movie. You got Spike, you got Mario's parents in there for some reason. You have was the pizza? I think the pizza guy was that Jumpman, the guy that owned the pizza place. I don't know. It was cool seeing. One of my favorite video games is DK64. I know it has a lot of issues, of course, but love those characters. I saw Chunky Kong in there. I believe I saw Tiny Kong, saw Diddy Kong. That was pretty cool in the Donkey Kong area. And that. But the other thing, aside from Bowser, that really bothered me, I would say, would be the music. And yeah, I mean, I love the song Mr. Blue Sky, but that really does not fit in this movie. And yeah, I mean, it's cool that they had a bunch of 80 music, but I mean, Nintendo has so much great music that they can choose. I mean, when they were driving into the DK Island, they could have just had Donkey Kong Country music playing or some kind of theme like that. They didn't have to have was it Van Halen or whatever the heck they had playing at that time. But I mean, that kind of stuff just completely threw me out of the movie, sort of in a way, just because it seems so out of place. And I mean, I understand why they did it in a way. It sort of goes in line with why they had all these huge movie stars in this movie, just because they had Chris Pratt, Seth Rogen in that, just because it just falls in line with that. Why not have all this music in there too, like Mr. Blue Sky and that? But yeah, that just really bothered me. But it was cool that they had the DK rap in there. Yeah, that was really awesome. Unfortunately, of course, they didn't credit Grant Kirk, but but it was cool having the DK rap in there too. But and then, of course, it was cool seeing all the different areas that they went to: Mushroom Kingdom, Rainbow Road, Yoshi's Island. I'm pretty sure it was Yoshi's Island, Donkey Kong Island, Bowser's Castle, and that. Everything looked amazing. Mario looked amazing. Donkey Kong looked amazing. Just everything looked so amazing in this movie. Illumination, phenomenal job in that. But yeah, I mean, that I would say pretty much does it for me regarding the movie. I definitely would go ahead and see it again. But just those things that I said that bother me. Yeah, they just really did it for me in this movie, and that's why I would say it would be like a 7 out of 10 just because of that. And then I would say sort of the last thing too is that I wish this was sort of more like a Shrek or something like that, just like one of those kids movies that works good for adults as well. I think this leaned a little bit too much on the kid side of it there, but it'd be just fun if it was a little bit more in the middle there for that. I think it would also been a little bit more enjoyable for someone who's seen the movies or played the video games and wanted to see the movie there. But this movie's doing really good, selling a lot of tickets and such. So it's good to see that. Hopefully, see some more movies out there. Hopefully, a Zelda movie. Hopefully, a DK movie as well. Yoshi. So yeah, there's a bright future for the Super Nintendo or Super Mario, whatever it may be. Theme parks, video games. Miyamoto said that there's possibly some Mario video game news coming out pretty soon, so that's really awesome. But yeah, just want to share some of my thoughts here on this movie, and really enjoyed it. To be completely honest with you, I probably would put Sonic just a little bit above this movie, unfortunately, but yeah. But I definitely would go ahead and see this movie again. But anyways, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.